This is Unofficially Official. I'm Star Miller, and
I'm Mayor Mike.
we want to welcome you to our podcast where we fully intend to educate you on all things local. Welcome back to Unofficially Official. I'm Star Miller here with Mayor Mike. Thank you so much for listening again.
Hi, Star.
Hi. What an official opening we had.
Yeah,
Just
that
threw
was
that
nice,
together.
comfortable.
We want to talk first about Mrs. Sandy Fussner, who is leaving the Chamber of Commerce after 14 years as executive director.
Yeah, Sandy announced her retirement,
Retirement?
about, 10 days ago or so? Something like
I
that.
don't know. I'm still trying to get back on the social media regular.
Sandy has been, she was a unbelievable chamber director whenever
She's
we...
kind of a force to be reckoned with. Like
She
as
was.
soon as she took that spot, which is a hard shoes to fill.
She was, and so whenever we came into office, she was part of kind of the chamber was going through a transition at the same time, and so Sandy was hired at that point, and definitely played a role in kind of reconnecting the chamber back to the community, and
She really did.
that was a good thing for us. And I know Mike's had some health challenges. He retired here recently, and I think she decided that I think her goal was to make it to 14 years, and I think she made
She
it.
did it.
She did it. She made it to her 14 years, and now there will be two granddaughters who are just be smothered with attention from
heck
grandma.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But no, she's
She's earned her time.
she
She's
definitely
ready to
has
go.
earned her time. So we appreciate all that Sandy did and the years she put into it. And
I would say not an easy job to do at all
no,
times. Definitely not.
it isn't, because I think that the chamber's one of those jobs where, by the nature of it, you focus on chamber members, but there's a lot of times that there are, especially small businesses who are trying to figure out.
They're kind of community cheerleaders, like the Chamber of,
Definitely.
she has been, I would say specifically.
No, yeah, she definitely has been. And so, you've got a lot of companies who say, are little small businesses who are like, the chamber, the chamber kind of, I think it's tough sometimes. They struggle to figure out, how much they go and incubate those people who potentially could be members. And so that's a tough line. But Sandy always did a very good job. I thought she went out, she got involved a little bit in the heart of Rushville to kind of figure out what they were doing. And so,
And she's a good person. Like what I remember when I was younger, working at the paper, interacting with her, she is a very good, she understands if it's a no, but she'll make sure it is. I like that. She has tenacity, definitely.
when she's one that, like, my son Nicholas thinks Sandy is the greatest thing in the world. I mean, he always, whenever there's an event, and I'll say, well, I'm going to go do this, and he'll go, Sandy going to be there? And so then he goes up and scares Sandy, and she usually lets out a scream that you think might kill her. But then she'll recoup and hug him, and, she pays a lot of attention to him, and he likes that. So there'll always be a super, super soft spot in his heart for Sandy.
Do you think that Chamber of Commerces are still relevant in today's world? I mean, that's an honest question. I thought about that before I came in here.
I think they are, but I think they're a different relevant than they used to be. I think they're, back in the old,
It used to be more of such like a membership thing, which I know it still is, but it's shifted. I don't know. I guess because it used to be a fountain of opportunities for businesses, right? Like kind of a resource.
and I think there used to be that physical component that existed for the chamber of, you put a chamber sign in your window, and now there are a lot of companies that are virtual that don't have a window.
Right.
So I think it still serves. I think the chamber still has value, and I still think they serve the same client. I just think that the world has moved since COVID and everything. It's different, and a lot more stuff that they do has to be virtual because companies are a lot more virtual. So it's been an adjustment, I think, but I think they've done well.
Yeah.
I think that they've kind of settled into their role. And like I say, I think some of the trying times that the chamber and any organization really has had to navigate here locally has been, some of the changes, like, pulling an event off of Main Street just because of closing down Highway 3 and trying to move it over to the side streets and stuff. That stuff is stuff that back in the day you could really easily shut down a street. Where shutting down the highway anymore is much more challenging, causes a lot more. And Kyle's sitting over there, and he's gonna,
He's shaking his head, yeah.
he sits over there like, uh, where's Waldo? Like, he doesn't say anything. He just sits and smiles. But he's the one who gets to deal with the, hey, they rerouted traffic. Hey, they ripped down a stop sign. Hey, a semi came through and tried to make the turn and, hit my car.
Which those things are all real. I mean, that does happen.
Those do. I mean, whenever you reroute for even a short period of time, like Christmas on Main and some of the events that Sandy had on Main, it's a perfect setting if you can do it. But there's a lot of a backside that, the Kyle and the Craig Tucker and those people would be able to tell you about.
Right. Kyle doesn't look like he wants to tell us about it right now. But we do want to say congratulations to Sandy. And thank you for being such a civil servant. I mean, it is obviously a paid position, but she has gone in service of others in this community. Yeah,
and Sandy was one who I think came into the the picture whenever it was very much needed.
Yes,
that there was somebody who, you weren't looking for that polished person that came down from Indianapolis and was going to be the chamber director. You needed somebody who was homegrown, knew everybody, and could get people.
And Sandy knows everyone.
Oh yeah, and
I think she knows more people than my dad, and that would be.
What would be challenging is going to lunch with Sandy or Kyle.
Okay.
Because they would tend to want to stop and say something to every single person.
Yeah. But I love that about Sandy. So congratulations on her retirement.
Yeah, congratulations, Sandy.
We also wanted to chat about this past weekend was the St. Patrick's Day party, gathering celebration.
It was a little cold, a little windy. But I think it turned out very, very well. We were part of the parade, and then we had another engagement we had to make. And so then we came back and watched the ticket booth for our shift, which is what I've normally done. I think Kyle's shift was before mine.
Honestly, that's probably the best seat in the house for you get to see absolutely everyone.
Well, you do as they're coming in because it's an outside ticket booth. But then after that, we went on inside and enjoyed the fun and festivities.
Did you dance? Was there a band?
I don't really dance.
You're not much of a dancer.
You could probably nail my shoes to the floor. My shoulders move some, I think.
I had to take square dancing in elementary school.
Well, I did too. I did too.
Good. You did? Really?
Uh-huh.
Where at? St. Mary's?
Uh-huh. Alaman left, Do-si-do. I remember that, yeah.
I mean, why? Why did we learn that?
I don't know.
I don't either, but I do remember getting in so much trouble by my parents after a spring program at Manila because I had to do the square dance with somebody who had the sweatiest hands, and apparently I had the worst look on my face. My dad was not impressed.
Just for everybody's information out there in the world, this is the challenge Kyle faces. We started with St. Patrick's Day and ended up in Manila with sweaty hands and a square dance.
And also, what you don't hear aired is really the train wreck. That's really the bad part. Okay,
but
go back to
St. Patrick's Day was very, very nice.
It was well attended, yes.
I think it was probably, I would say, average of what they normally do.
Do you feel like there's still so many people that come from out of town, I know for a long time it was like that.
Yeah, I think the Shanahans, obviously, like when Jim was alive and then Dan's 3 kids came back, it was just I think there was a lot more. I think it's changed some.
Well, things always do, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you see Jimmy, which is Dan's oldest boy, Les. But Nick and Aaron were both there. So
do people ever wonder if they're just going to get their name randomly?
Yeah. But you don't see as much of the whole Shanahan family as quite as much. But they still make a good showing.
Yeah.
And you got, like I say, now you end up with almost traditional people who come into town.
That's what I thought. That's
every
what I
year.
wondered. Yeah. Because I do know for a long while there were people who had grown up in this community, left, but they always came back for that party.
Yep.
That was a big deal.
We won a gift.
Did Brian Sheehan attend?
Brian did. Brian was there. He didn't seem like he was.
Boom! I gave my shout out to Brian Sheehan. You two are in a deficit. He texted last week and said, "More Brian Sheehan on the podcast."
Oh yeah. So that's why you brought Brian up.
Yep, that's right.
It's like a sponsorship. Every time you say Brian's name, he gives you $25.
Monetize his name.
25 cents.
Right.
Yeah, probably. He was there, but he seemed to be a little bit more reserved than normal.
Okay.
John was there, looking his leprechaun self.
Yes.
But it was a nice event. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed running into the people around town. Rusty Bladen was the main entertainment for the day, which some amazing guy, mayor, helped sponsor that. But then after that, then they went to the DJ, and it was, like I say, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoyed.
And also, it's held to raise money. I mean, it's a charity event.
And I think we've all come to the conclusion, and some of the times we come to the conclusion, and sometimes there's not a whole lot of fact behind this conclusion, but we come to the conclusion that the money they raised was going to the foundation so that it could be used in that matching system that ends up at the Love Community
But
Center.
it is really pretty amazing if you look back through the years
It is.
of who and what have benefited from the funds raised during that celebration. Right?
And
it's amazing.
It is truly amazing. And I think we get used to it.
I know. That's why I said before we started recording,
and then
I always stand in amazement at this community in that way.
Yeah, when Chris's introduction to it is she's like, what?
Right.
How does that happen?
Right.
They do that? How much did they raise? And so we, like I say, we almost get used to it, but to the rest of the world, it's really significant.
And I would say definitely for the persons receiving.
Oh yeah,
definitely. That gift.
But by the way, just a plug here. They had nothing to do with it, but I rarely ever win anything at any of these
I cut you off earlier. Sorry.
And I won two things. I won a Budweiser sign, which
Gross.
not sure where it came from, but I did. I didn't. My wife did.
Somebody's garage.
No, it seemed like it had not been hung yet.
Okay, good.
But I did win a Gettinger's gift card.
Oh yes.
So give a little bit of a
$25 gift card.
I did. Same
from
thing.
Gettinger's.
Same thing. So
shout out to Gettinger's
Did you
Custom
already
Meats.
use it? I know.
No, haven't used
Say
it.
GFCM. Is that Gettinger Family? Yeah, GFCM.
Okay. So anyway, that's
fun.
That's my
Why? Because is there a raffle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a raffle.
And so people contribute things to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. That's good.
So unfortunately, we could have given two different companies some exposure, but unfortunately, Kyle won the exact same thing I won. But thank you to Gettingers for donating, because it's one of the rare times I ended up by taking home something.
Right. That wraps up this episode of Unofficially Official. We thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed today's episode, you can subscribe to our show on your streaming platform of choice.